Well then, hello, and welcome to another One Line of Code. I am One Line and sorely, not quite ready. There we go. There's that. ITBD Gamer. Happy Wednesday to you. Great stream earlier this morning. I was so engulfed in the stuff that I was working on that I completely forgot that I didn't bring my phone to my desk with me, and it was going off for about 3 minutes before I was like, is there a buzzing noise coming from somewhere? And then I looked at the time and it was like 2 minutes before I normally start the stream, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh dear. There's something else I wanted to get ready. What was it? Right. I haven't even published the Monday stream to YouTube yet, so I'm going to create a thumbnail for that real quick and get it ready to publish. Until then, you'll just be looking at my shirt, meet me in the metaverse, and stuff. Video producer, please. One day, I will go ahead and start streaming directly to YouTube as well. I just haven't been doing it. Hello, Violet Dragon. How are you doing on this fantastic Wednesday? Not bot. Derail. Art title. I will do my best to address you the way that you want. However, I don't want to put in the effort to remember which version you're going by at the moment. So if I get it wrong, please forgive me. This one. Push. Grab the description from this and paste it there. What do we do on Monday? So I guess while I'm writing the description for the video, we continued working on setting up the responsive styling for the app's landing page. We moved from the popover menu to the remainder of the page. Oh, to the hero section. All right, so today we're going to continue on with the hero section. While you're waiting for me, if you are interested, here is the new fresh t-shirts. So comfortable. I wouldn't call this one new. I've had it for a while, but it is nice and comfy and clean. Smells good. Whoa, slow down. Slow down. Denied. Save. Okay, export to YouTube's. I'll be with you in a moment. Okay, export is going. It'll show up in my content feed very shortly, and then I'll finish that up. But until then, hello again. I am greeting you for the 4th time now. today on our wonderful stream, we're going to continue on with the work that we have been doing on the financial management tracker, on making it responsive, and we have finished styling the header on mobile view, essentially. So it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. Ish. Still not fully happy with it. I'm sure that there's something I could do with the rest of it. I wonder what would happen. I wonder what would happen if I gave the top bar. Oh, it's not going to do very much at all because this is top of the top bar. Yeah, this is on top of the top bar, so I wouldn't get the effect that I was going to try, which is a box shadow going over 0 down to feather 13 or 14, whatever, RGBA 000.1. Yeah, so we're not going to be able to see it because of this thing here. Yeah. So never mind that. Just kidding. Cool. Okay. Max wants to know if this is the shirt. No cookies, please. Dreams in Motion, Swift Services. No, I've never seen that shirt before. Hello, Deflux. Okay. All right, where are we? Where is Bob Ross? The fake one. I don't know. I haven't seen him for a while. He's been busy. Or just doesn't feel like showing up to this channel anymore, which is absolutely okay. All right, am I caught up? I think I'm caught up. So we're gonna leave the top bar as is. I guess the thing that I could do to kind of give us the gradient effect is to put a box shadow. Like I could create a div or an HR, a horizontal rule that goes across the very top, and then gave that a box shadow that feathered, and then that would give us the shadow effect that I might want up there. We'll think about it. Oh my gosh. It's so in my eyes. I've gotten so lazy. All right. So we're moving on to the next thing for this responsive view, which is this hero section, which currently starts with the picture and then goes to the main text. I don't know about this. I don't know about this at all. Most things, when they go into responsive mode, the picture is the kind that you can have text on top of it, so it doesn't really look all weird and stuff. But let's just see what happens. Index. All right, I am not setting the hero section layout here, so it must be in main hero. Is that you? Main layout. main page hero. And this is where I'm changing our grid to be one column. But maybe what I want to do instead is grid template rows, repeat auto 2, 2 auto, auto 2. Pretty sure it's like this. Or grid template areas. And we'll do hero picture and text content. Hello, Foolish Novel. Forgive me, I can't think straight. And then we have a title wrapper and the app preview wrapper. So the title wrapper is going to be grid area TC, and then the app preview wrapper is going to be grid area header picture. And that reverses the order of them so that the picture is on top. TBD says, I think in circles. Circles are great though. I don't mind circles, not one bit. Ooh, the export is ready. Channel content. There you are. Give you a thumbnail. Put you in the right playlist. Pick some formatting. No, it's not intended for children. Games. English. Monday. Science and technology. Save. Okay, so that's going to publish itself eventually, or it's going to be made public once it's done uploading or exporting from Twitch to YouTube's. But yeah. Man, so many fun things to do, and I'm kind of just falling behind. Okay, we need to go over her like this. All right, good to go. I think we're solid. Well, except for the hype. All the hype. I am super high energy today, can you tell? I am bouncing off the walls. It's almost like I had too much caffeine, or none at all. Let's do something with this picture. This picture should be swapped out for the mobile version. The problem is we don't have a mobile version of the rest of the app on redesign. And is this a padding around you? Yeah, you have a padding around you, hero. So we're gonna set your padding to 0. Surprise. And then we're gonna put you on the title so that the title gets the padding and the picture doesn't. And the picture is going to be made a smaller image with here it is again, where it's going to scale to the size of the viewport, which I don't like, but at the moment it's kind of what I'm gonna do so that the picture isn't just making this thing massive. Yeah, and it's almost like I really need these to be with 100 VW as well. So let's see what that looks like. And the footer. Footer. Hello, Matt. Konnichiwa. Or Ohio if it's still early enough for you. How's the project going? It's going pretty good. There are a few weird quirks that we're working through little by little. It's nearly 6 p.m. Konbanwa. So what we have been doing lately is applying the redesign for the application that we developed on Stream. And we got this design file from our designer, which we also did on Stream. We were the designer. And we're now implementing this design. And I'm kind of showing the process that I would go through if I had someone else's design and very little access to them, which is essentially what happened on my last job. I was given a Figma design file or board or Figma design, and I needed to turn an existing application's UI into this redesigned UI that I got from a real designer. And that's kind of what spurred on this entire process. But I loved their design, and I was like, this is really cool. And one of the things that we ran into with this redesign that I completely forgot to take into consideration was we have this responsive mode for mobile, and we now have put the top right menu items or links inside of this hamburger, but there's no design for what that hamburger should look like if it's expanded. And so we had to come up with that on our own, and we decided to do this, which is okay. I will animate it, and then I think the way that I'm going to animate it is have the media query be not prefers. I don't even know if you can do media queries for not prefers reduced motion, or if it has to be prefers reduced motion and then you unset the animation and stuff. But the animation of it shouldn't be too difficult, I hope. I'm thinking I could get away with the transition, I think. Bar. App brand, app links. App links. Yeah. So here would be a transition. All right. Max height. I just hate that you can't animate on height if you're using something like height auto. Yeah, I need to find the right way to do this, but let's just show what this would look like. Maybe 0.2. I don't want it to take too long. Where when we are not expanded, the app links. How are we showing and hiding app links? Oh, this not expanded is for app links. The max height is 0. And then we have an overflow of hidden. And then when it is expanded, we have a max height of, let's just do 40 characters. And I put it on the wrong thing. It's supposed to be on the content, but you can see it animating at least. So you, and you. Where did I put this other max height? I think I put that in the wrong place. Okay, here we go. Thanks, TBD. You're always so helpful, helping me realize when someone has said something. Matt says, I applaud you for designing it at all. First, my designing is thinking about it for 5 minutes and coding it. That's exactly what my normal approach is. And that's what we did when we initially created the app. All right, and you're the thing that needs the overflow hidden. And I'll read your other comment here in a second. Yeah, and this is usually what happens. The height will get some minor amount, even though I have a max height of 0. But there's padding and margins potentially, but right now it's only padding that takes effect. So I would also need to get rid of the padding. But if I do that, then the content inside will shift as I am growing and shrinking. So right now padding is at 1M. What if I put the padding on the UL instead? Yeah. Oh, but it... Wait, what? Oh. I can't put it on the UL because the left and right. What if I just did top and bottom 1, left and right 0? Okay. Hello, how create browser 2D game? Use Blazor. No, I don't know, honestly. Like the way that I created a browser 2D game was by using Blazor. You can use Godot with GDScript. You can use Unity with WebGL or deploy to web. You can use things, Phaser apparently. You can use things like itch.io to publish your game to that. But I'm not a game dev, so I can recommend Irish John Games or Big Gamey or Fullbox, Woots Dev. I'm looking over at my list of people that I follow. Biggs, 8 bits per play, bunches of people on Twitch. Yeah. So 8 bits at slash shout out. 8 bits per play is one of them. Sorcery Story, thank you, TBD. And while I'm waiting for the shout out stuff to pass, I'll list off all of the game developers that I follow. A lot of them are Godot game developers, and a lot more of them are Unity developers. Woots Dev, TBD game dev, which he's actually an app developer, a very, very good app developer at that. But he was dabbling in Godot earlier. Who else did I say? I named off a bunch. Biggs. TBD puts Sorcery Story. Full box. There's so many. Canny Dev. I think Nano Dev is a game dev too. Oh, BitGamey. BitGamey. Irish John Games. Anyway, there's a handful of game developers that would most likely be able to answer your question. BitGamey is currently live. So's Woodstaff. Oops. Yep. Okay, so as promised, Matt also said, that looks cool. I'm building a small social media app designed around devs, which is pretty cool. I'm loving it. Yeah, absolutely. There was this conversation going on TBD stream that I really, really loved. I was like, of course, super duper busy. Arrgh, that's so annoying. But he I am terrible at this right now. I apologize. They were talking about the joy of software development, essentially. What motivates you to keep doing software dev? What motivates you to keep getting better at software dev? And he was talking about leading teams and helping his big desire, his craving in software dev, which I find to be very admirable, is to inspire and help guide other developers and help them be successful, which is amazing, as well as to continue doing software dev himself. And I just thought that was really cool. So anyway, just wanted to say that. Okay, there is a padding left and right. There's weird stuff happening. So what exactly is the weirdness that's happening? This. Is it? It is. Yeah, there's something going on in my not expanded. It's gotta be this. Do we really need to unset position? I don't think we do anymore. We don't need to unset background color. What is going on? All right, so here's some stuff that's going on with when it's expanded. Okay, that's not breaking stuff. So app links is expanded, menu contents is getting some more stuff cleaned off. The LIs, this probably could go into, yeah, all of this stuff here, because it's not dealing with the display of menu contents, all of this stuff can go into the basic styling. So I will merge some stuff. Okay. Clean. There we go. Okay, so now we have a little bit of an animation for the fly out. And the reason that there is this small delay, it's not really all that noticeable though. I think I picked a pretty decent height, but the reason that there is a small delay after clicking the button before it collapses. Oh dear, the background. Oh no. is because of this menu height on expanded. So on not expanded, there was something that I just deleted that I needed to get to keep. And it was the display none. So it's almost like I would also need to animate the hiding of the app links itself. So right now when it's not expanded, should be display none, so that we can see everything behind it, interact with it, etc. But wait, it's, oh man. Oh dear. I don't think that I did a commit before these changes. Ouch. View history. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. This background should not, or not the background, this should be app links. App links should not be full height when expanded. The issue with that is that I'm trying to animate content inside of it. And so if I change its height to be the normal height that it's supposed to be, which I guess at this point is either display none or hidden, when not expanded, yeah, I don't remember what it is that's hiding the background. But if I do that, then we lose the animation. This thing just disappears when you push this button. We interact with stuff, yeah. So even if I told AppLink's background color to be transparent, big gamey. Oh my gosh, I wasn't even fully paying attention. I had your stream a little too quiet and I couldn't hear that you were going to be raiding in, but thank you so much for being here. I am in the middle of thinking too hard about something that shouldn't be this difficult. But great stream earlier. I hope you were having fun. Please do tell what you were doing on your stream. Actually, do tell what you were doing on your stream. Normally, you'd be working on, well, lately, normally, you'd be working on your Game Jam game that you didn't finish and you've just wanted to play around with it to finish it more. Which looked like you had it up on your screen, but I don't think you actually did anything on your game today. You were mostly community focused. It was almost like a community day on your stream. But yes, tell us what happened. If you do need to run to do whatever, then please feel free to do so. What else? What else? But for those of you that are new to my stream, I am One Lion. Ooh, hold on, 12 seconds. Almost there. Oh, come on. I just made sure it worked. Dang it, I was hoping it would give me the option. Archery. I was hoping it would give me the option to tell them to not call me anymore. It's my water delivery people. Refresh. Interact. No, which one of you is interact? This one. Interact. Yeah, Automated Realms is actually listing, right? Automated Realms, you're here, right? So the LLM is functioning. Manual. So BitGamey shoots at 4520. 4520. I really need to make this to where I can name it. Although it's all the way across the screen right now. It's at almost the furthest distance. Would you care to input a new number? $30.50. Oh, 46.20. 46.20. I was all reading Ninja Gloppies. We should get this to work. I think it needs to be a little bit harder, a little bit stronger. All right, so it queued fresh meat, so that's good. 46.25. Okay, so this is BitGamey's third shot. Oh my gosh, that was so close. Okay, so next up, it should queue BitGamey. BitGamey. You're up. Oh, it worked. It's back to working. And here you are. I will give you a hug. Up. Big hugs. Okay, so it looks like fresh meat, you will be up after this. Yes? No? Maybe? Gosh, that went right through it. Every time. And then Ninja Gloppy will be after fresh meat. No, Ninja Gloppy is next. Whoa! Anyway, so someone was asking how to make a browser game earlier. Zoom. So this little archery game right here, I did in Blazor using just HTML and C# and a little bit of JavaScript. Not too much JavaScript, I don't think. All right, enjoy BitGamey. Thank you so much for bringing the raid. I will tell you all what I'm working on, but archery is first. So this is this asset right here, and the target and the arrow, I guess, were all made in Figma. On this screen here. And there are two versions of the archer. I just decided to use the chibi one. Chibi-ish one. I just threw it together. I'm not by any stretch of the imagination an artist or a graphics designer or nothing. I guess by some stretch of the imagination. You have to stretch really far though. But I did it there. There's the target. And it was really fun to make. My keyboard's about to die. Don't die, keyboard. Okay, we're plugged in. Aim for the clouds. So there is a really easy formula for winning at the archery game, but what I hope to do eventually is to make it to where You get more points the longer the arrow is in the air. TBD's up. But essentially, I'm just going to type my number in now and just show that it's going to work most of the time, even before it places the target. But anyway, the game places the target at a random height, and the height and the distance are scaled. You're welcome. The height and the distance are scaled such that it's not like actually to scale. The height is a different scale, nice shot, than the width, because 70 meters away would be way off the screen compared to this height. So, or you would be really tiny if I wanted to keep it on the screen. Oh no, that's gonna be too low. Let's fix that. I'm gonna do 4. I had 2. Oh, very close. 4.5. So if you just shoot straight-ish and hard, then you'll hit the target almost every time. So cheap. There are issues with being off by a certain amount of pixels because of rounding and all of that stuff. I did build. I do have a way. Broken Sword is here. Oh my gosh. I do have a way to adjust the game settings in this browser source. And I could turn gravity up higher. I could make you taller or have a max height of a taller height or shorter. Make the target be able to be up very, very high or low. Have the target be further away. Have you be able to shoot harder or faster. So your 0 to 100 is anywhere between 0 meters per second and 106.68 meters per second, which is the average flight speed of a African swallow. The average flight speed of a Olympic shot arrow. And 70 meters is the average is the Olympic distance of the archer to the target. And so those are the numbers that I just decided to use. And yes, it is a Blazor app for that overlay. And it was a lot of fun to make. It'll be in the bot once I finally remake it and open source it. But I haven't really been working on it on Fridays. I've been just talking with everyone and enjoying community days and the conversations we have. No, but one day. Like, I really should at minimum extract the code for the archery game, because you don't need the bot in order to run the archery game. I made a wrong spot. And then I'll show you what we're actually doing on Mondays and Wednesdays. So the archery bot, this thing is still here. I have your entire Discord bot from your repo, Broken Sword, because I was either going to contribute to it to fix the shout outs not actually doing the shout out, or use it as a model for my remake. But I never did any of it. So yeah. UI, Blazor UI, pages, games page. So the bot itself is server, Blazor server, because I'm running it locally on my machine and I just have it running as a service. But the UI for the archery bot could be anything. It could be WASM, could be standalone, whatever. But you can see that it really is just HTML. So let's get rid of my debug stuff, where I have a div that is the game background, which I use just when I'm in the debug mode, so that when I'm interacting with it and I turn on this menu, then we could see the gameplay area. back to here. Then I have an arrow flight animation component, which really is just a bunch of divs that get rendered for a path point. So when you shoot an arrow, it does the calculation for here's your angle, here's the velocity, here's the trajectory that the arrow is going to take, split it up into your frames per second. And so each one of those frames per second has an X and a Y coordinate and a direction that it's traveling. So it knows, which angle to turn the arrow. And it just prints them all out. And because it prints them all out and I know CSS animations-ish, then all I have to do is add this class and it'll animate for I equals 0 through total number of arrows, display none, and then display block and animate it from position A to position B. So X start, Y start to X end, Y end. And again, this is all CSS. And then once that animation is done based off of the delay, which is the frames per second essentially, then display none for that arrow div, and then display block for the next arrow div, animate it, display none, display block, and it looks really smooth. It doesn't look like it's turning a div on animate for a very short amount of time, display off. It looks like one solid arrow moving and stuff, But the point is that this is all being done using HTML and C#. So when you do the exclamation point shoot and send that to the bot, it eventually says run the shoot command. Process game message. So do shoot, shoot, or pew, and then do shoot. This is where it does the scroll to the bottom of my chat, out of tries message, blah, 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 blah. Okay, this is where it models the shot. So create a new projectile, do the launch function on projectile, given archery settings frame rate, do all the calculations of each of the positions for where that arrow should be, put that into this list, get some statistics so that we know how far it could travel, how far above or below the target it went, or if it hit the target, how close to the middle was it. Return that to the component. The component keeps it inside of a local variable. Wherever that is. And then tells the LLM to print out a message that's along the lines of, or here's the summary of the shot. And once they're out of tries, here are all of the shots that they made. Here's the information about whether they hit the target or not. And then the LLM will summarize that and return that as a chat message. And a lot of times if it's TBD, it'll just be snarky. It'll be like, you need to get good. Dang, but he scored a 98 on his most recent shot. Holy cow. It's just really fun because it's like, I really wanted to know if I could do some kind of animated interactive game on chat, through chat, using only Blazor. No JavaScript, no Unity, no nothing, just Blazor and HTML. And the answer is yeah, you can. You absolutely can. But hi, Thindle, thanks for the lurk. What did you wind up using for the Twitch connection? Just Twitch lib. Twitch lib shared server. Oh man, where did I put it? Here. TwitchBot. So here's my Twitch options, and on connect, Twitch chat client from TwitchLib and Twitch hub sub client from TwitchLib. And again, this is like, it's really, really messy. I'm not comfortable putting this out as a public repo. So what I've been trying to do on Fridays and failing at is taking all this code, moving it into a new .NET 8 project, which will be .NET 9 by the time we're done, and adding all the functionality and structuring it the way that I would have if I was considering open sourcing it. But I end up talking with everyone instead, which I love. I would prefer doing that anyway on Fridays. But yeah, Fridays, if you didn't know on this channel, is Community Day. And that's a day when I open up a voice channel in Discord and I ask anyone who's interested in having conversations about stuff relevant to this channel to come in and we can talk verbally if you're comfortable with that. And if you aren't comfortable with that, then you can still participate in Community Day by chatting. Got a whole .NET 8 TwitchLib project that I'm working on productionizing. Yeah, like the main thing for my bot that matters the most is not the UI portion, but all of the backend services and stuff. Well, I guess I can show it here. So the majority of the TwitchLib stuff happens in TwitchBot. And it doesn't matter what you're using for your front end. There are still ways for you to perform various actions, connecting to all of these events. And then this has a SignalR hub that's sitting on top of it so that from your client, you can send SignalR messages to the SignalR hub. And then that's what calls the TwitchBot and tells it to do stuff, as well as the TwitchBot receiving commands on message received, for example. And then telling us to process that command from our command manager. And then once it's done with that, if the command ends up sending a message to chat, then there is a post to chat function. You've never heard of SignalR before. SignalR is a way for you to do real-time socket or what do they call it? Circuit connections to a backend service. It's kind of like having a webhook. I mean, it uses different technologies to create that connection, but it's a way for a client app to not have to do a HTTP request like you do with an API to a backend service to get data. Instead, it's just this real-time two-way connection where the server can send information out. It can broadcast stuff or send messages directly to a listener or a subscriber. So this send message here does TwitchBot hub, which is my SignalR hub, .clients, and this is a broadcast. So I'm sending this to all clients. Yeah, basically, we'll say that. I don't know the full inner workings of SignalR, but you can think of it like a WebSocket. Or I think it does use WebSockets as one of its connection mechanisms to keep that live connection open. But yeah, so it broadcasts the message to any listeners. The listener, in this case, the games page, will receive the signal R message received and then do stuff with the message. It's typically a string that you get back. Most of the time you use JSON as your string so you can deserialize it to your actual object. But the message itself is like up to 244 bytes. 32 kilobytes. Wow. Oh my gosh. That's a little bit bigger than I thought. 32 kilobytes is how big the message can be that you send via signal R. By default, I should say. There are probably ways of increasing that. And so anyway, yeah, it's just sitting there listening, and then an event is raised when a message is received by it, and then you process the message. So I'm doing a bunch of WebSockets, Twitch, C#, and C++. I was trying to take the lid off in order to have Twitch chat and interact in-game with Rocket League. That's really cool. I am not on top of any of these things. So first, a shout out to the person that rated us, BitGamey. Broken Sword wants to give me a shout out. Being around you helps me be a better dev. My life has totally changed dramatically because of this community. Well, I am super happy to hear about that. I will not take all of the credit, and nor are you giving me all the credit, but definitely am glad that I could have helped out in whatever way I did. I'm not going to take away from your experience to say, oh, I didn't do anything, because you're saying I did. Therefore, you believe that I did. But yeah, that's the Twitch bot. We can go over it more on Friday if that is a topic you're interested in. We can focus on the remake because, that's what I was trying to get at. My project structure is typically I have these shared libraries, and one of them is all of the stuff that happens on the client side. Another one is all of the stuff that happens on the server side. And then the third one is here's all of my POCOs, or shared objects between front and back end. So I have that in here and it's nice and clean, but when you look at my actual code in here, it is a mess. It is terrible. I think I even have one of the, it's not the client secret, because those would all be on app settings and my user secrets, but it's the, what is it even called? The client ID. And I don't know if that's really something that should be shared either, but in one of my classes I have the string for the client ID because it's running on the client side and I don't have a place that I can put it other than doing something like Azure Key Vault or whatever. But I don't see the point in using Azure Key Vault if you're just going to be requesting it to be sent to the client side of the application, which anyone that's using the app could inspect and be able to get that secret. So like it makes more sense to have it as a constant here somewhere, wherever I put it. But I'll probably come up with a smarter way to do that eventually. Oh dear. There's probably going to be another one of those. Yeah, mine is too. I used NSSM, which if you use Windows and you're trying to deploy a service to run locally on your machine as a service, I strongly recommend NSSM, non-sucking service manager. Essentially, you're using you can set any executable to run on Windows, or not on Windows Startup, as a service using a UI. So NSSM install, you get this UI. You choose the executable, where you want it to start up, any arguments for it, name it, tell it where you want it to log out to, any dependencies it has, what to do if it crashes, all of that stuff. I've got experience deploying a Windows service at my current job. Yeah. It's an easy way, in my opinion, to create a service or have any executable that you have on your system running as a service. Oh yeah, and you can also say which account is actually running it. Where exactly is the... Oh, here it is. This is where all of your logs are set. File rotation. Any environment variables that you want specific to this process. So I have, on this machine, I have a Lineage 2 private server and an Ion private server and the Twitch bot, and it was just really easy to set those up to run as services. That's all. So yay. Project. This is what we're working on stream. I don't think I ever got to it, but we are working on our stream application, which I have about 253 videos on my YouTube channel. It is this playlist called Project 01 Financial Management Tracker. I meant to go to the playlist. So if you're interested in it, I said it this way last time and it made sense, so I'm going to say it again. If you're interested in seeing about an hour and a half of me chatting away with everyone and about 30 minutes of actual coding, feel free to watch the playlist from the beginning. It'll show everything about the project, how we came to the decision to work on this project, design choices that we made, the I always forget this word. Workout with ballerina sounds good. Yes. Oh. This is my... Oh, wait. Why do I have this playlist here? Anyway, I have a lot more exercises than this. It's on my other account. I don't really know why this playlist is here, but anyway, I do exercise every day, every weekday in the morning, and it's usually ballet inspired workouts or yoga or Pilates, all of those types. It varies. I have a spreadsheet that tells me which one to do next. The bot game. What is this? Interesting. Don't know. The thing about the ballet inspired ones is that she doesn't really make you go up on point. It really is a lot of core workout and a lot of, yeah, dexterity. That's what I would call it. But anyway, this playlist here, all the way up through today's stream, well, I guess Monday's stream, should be posted. And somewhere around day 200-ish is when we switched over from having a completed application to starting the redesign work. So when I role played this, dude, this is why I have this muted. Yeah, and here's me talking about it. I could just put this in a browser that actually comes through on stream so you could hear it, and then he'll tell you all about it. Past Berto will. But what ended up happening is I had all of these aspirational approaches where I wanted to sit down and design the UI before implementing a UI. I wanted to do test-driven development. I wanted to do organizing my code and architecting it very cleanly and doing a lot of design before starting the actual implementation of it. And like, was it Matt earlier? Anyway, like someone said earlier, I spent about 5 minutes, and I'm air quoting it because it was more than 5 minutes, but I spent about 5 minutes doing design. And I was like, okay, it's time to code. Let's just write code. Let's get the application to work. I have a decent idea of what I want the UI to look like. Let's just start writing code. So we did. We got the application to a point where it's working really well. But then we role played as the client and said, we love the application. We want it to look better though. Our customers are saying that the UI is a bit awkward, a bit odd. So we're going to bring in a designer. You go do whatever other stuff you want to do, but we're going to bring in a designer, and that designer is going to redesign the work that you've done. No offense to you, but you suck at this. So that's what we ended up doing for, I don't know, another 4 to 6 weeks. Is we redesigned the landing page using Figma, which I was learning Figma at the same time as doing the redesigns. I ended up getting a pro subscription to Figma so that we can use multiple pages. We have access to variable groups and what are these called? Oh, I'm in developer mode. No, I'm not. What are these called? Variable mode. So that if we wanted to, we could switch an entire design thing to a different color mode. So there it is in light mode. Oh, I guess these are all the light mode versions. Anyway, so we role played as a designer that got hired by that client that we were role playing as. We did the UI designs for the landing page, and we said, we finished up the landing page. Do you want to go ahead and give this to the developer so that the developer can start implementing this? And so the client, which we role played as, said, all right, developer, we have some design files for you. Can you please take this design and implement it? Because the UI designer doesn't do Blazor, or they don't really do software development. And so that's what we're doing now. We are applying these designs, and the way that I'm going about it is showing what I actually did for my job, essentially. There was a UI designer at my previous job that redesigned their existing application that's been the way that it was for a million billion years, and it looked like it was still stuck in the 90s. And they made these amazing new designs for it and said, Umberto, please redesign, or please implement these designs into the existing application without breaking functionality. And so I got to do that for a job, and it was so good. So much fun. Can recommend. But anyway, that's what we're doing. But 8 bits per play is here. Although I said that our next shout out was going to be Ninja Gloppy, who is a pro, he just said the name of the game. Pro gamer. Top in the world. Top some number in the world. Like when I try to think of things on the spot, it just goes. Oh, by the way, the first parameter was angle. The second parameter is power. You were asking. My bad. Totally missed that. But it's a car game where you ride around. There's a big ball. Hit it. Knock it into goals. I'm sure he'll tell me soon enough. Ninja Gloppy. But yeah, check out his streams. Amazing times, good times, fun times. Oh, I'm still looking for it. That's why I'm getting quiet. Because I feel bad for not remembering the name of the game. Ninja, 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 clappy. Ninja, clappy. Your game. I mean, the game that you play on stream. That was supposed to be a Control F. Yeah, Rocket League. Good grief. Anyway. Jeez. That was hard. I called it your game. You know what I mean, though. Okay. 8 Bits Per Play is also here, who is a great, fantastic streamer. I missed your stream yesterday, was it? When I saw you go live, it was close to the end of my workday, and I logged in, or I joined your stream so that I could at minimum lurk, but I wasn't there at all. I feel bad. Feels bad, man. It is my game. I'm pretty good at it. See? You do know what I mean. You own it and stuff. Is that the way cool people say things? I don't know how cool people talk. I want to see the commit details, please, so I can see the diff in... Why did you show down here suddenly? Top bar? Here we go. Nope. Nope. Dang it. Commit often is my cautionary tale to you. Commit often because I am going to do a thing. Because right now I got the application stuck to where I wanted to add this animation and it worked. But because of adding the animation the way that I did, the app links no longer hides when it's collapsed, when it's not expanded. And I forgot what styles I had on not expanded other than display none. But that isn't right because display none also hides my hamburger menu. So it's not that gets display none. But that is the thing that gets the background color of RGBA 0.8. Inset 0. I don't think you can animate bottom. But we're going to try. So if I instead, on not expanded, set bottom to bar, top bar height. Oh, 100 VW minus top bar height. Why didn't that work? So if it was 100 VW by itself, then that should take it all the way to the top of the screen. Interesting. Oh, Shh. I know. No. I know the difference between width and height. I know. Oh my gosh. What are you thinking? I don't know these things? Because you'd be right. Anyway, I really don't like that at all. I hate that, as a matter of fact. And so the issue is, if I don't transition it, it's not going to matter because I have overflow visible. So it's going to work the way that I want it to. Well, okay, we're done. It's fixed. 8-Bit says, was testing out lights, shadows with animation setup. Yeah, I saw that you were working on your game. His game looks really, well, the test bed for your game. Is that what we want to call it? Anyway, are we just going to call it your game? Can I call it your game? Shout out to 8-Bits Per Play. 8-Bits Per Play is a Unity developer working on the latest and greatest 7 minutes. You must have gotten shouted out way, way early. You got shouted out at the very beginning because I was telling someone about you. But he's a Unity developer. He works on the latest and greatest stuff of Unity. He gives them feedback on, like, most recently it was their 2D panels and UI stuff. And also he's very knowledgeable and informed about the latest .NET updates to Unity, coming to Unity, where they're going to start using .NET 8 or maybe .NET 9, who knows, by the time that they get it out. But yeah, it's really, really, really cool. And another person that's just fantastic and very versatile and can just move around their tool, Unity, like it's nothing. And the name of the game is called Immortal Chronicles. Great name. Fantastic name. And it looks good too. And of course, as Irish John would say, if you have anything to share, feel free to share links, etc. Okay, I'm going to commit because I didn't do that last time. Updates to top bar menu animation. And there's some hero section stuff in there, but we're not done with hero section, so that should be fine. Goodness. The thing that I really don't like about this is that my sections don't line up with their sections. Oh, my section backgrounds are not alternating. Oops. Section and even nth child even. Let's just do this so that we can see it. And let's also get rid of the background that I put on this one that tells us when we are in responsive mode. That is this. Thank you. Okay, did I not save? Index page, section, nth child. Oh, nth of type. Isn't even a keyword that I'm allowed to use? Hello? 8-Bit says, the only links I have are from when I first started at years ago. It was a side project back then, restarted it and haven't made a new build public link yet. Got a lot to work on before it's ready. I know that feeling. So who was I accidentally ignoring above? Freshie was here. TBD was playing archery. Big Gamey did his raid. Hopefully I said enough about Big Gamey. He's a fantastic person. So very, very entertaining and chill to hang out with. The Whiz Kid was here. Gomenasai said work. Speaking of work, once we are done with the UI redesign and upgrading the project to .NET 8, I will most likely resume streaming my work product. So I will be essentially on the clock while streaming, which is okay with my client as long as I get the work done. But that means that I will be more focused on doing work if I do go that route. If not, we'll just continue working on whatever Blazor oriented stuff we want. I also have YouTube Premium. President not sure was saying. Yeah. Okay, I think I kept up. I think I read everything. Cool. Oh yeah, and the other thing that I do have on the stream is a local LLM that's running a model called, not LLM, but OpenAI API endpoint service running on another machine that is running an LLM that has an LLM loaded into it. That is the Bloke's Mistral 7 billion parameter model, I think. Yes, 7 billion parameter. It's Mistral 7 billion Open Orca from the Bloke. And so you can talk to him if you feel like it. How's the weather? Because everyone wants to talk about the weather. I'm sorry, I don't have access to real-time weather data. However, the other thing that I do want to add to the bot is semantic kernel. And I recently saw a video from Dan Roth where he is showing off a lot of the stuff from semantic kernel. Actually, it was supposed to be Blazor AI in Blazor related, but he ended up showing off semantic kernel and how you can hook up into C# functions through the LLM. And so I'm really, really looking forward to being able to do that. So we're going to do that in the bot. We are humorless. No humorous response. Oh, however, I can provide you with a humorous response to the question. You could respond to him. Sure, do that. It does have context. So, how's the weather? Sunny with a chance of memes. Close to humorous, I guess. Your sense of humor is not the same as mine. That's not very funny. Thought it was cloudy with a chance of meatballs. I'm telling you, you guys should be telling automated realms this. You gotta either at it or reply to its message, and then it'll respond. Block. Why did the line cross the road? To get to the other side of the road, of course. Lame. Hello, Dukabot. Dukasoft bot. Non-bot bot. Shout out to Dukasoft. Dukasoft has had a few streams of showing off drone footage that he has taken, and I think what he's been doing lately is accumulating more drone footage so that he can stream more consistently and then eventually make affiliate. I don't even know if you're like purposefully trying to make affiliate, because I don't know, you deserve it for one, but his streams are very chill, laid back. He plays amazing, fantastic music on them, good chat time. It's almost a just chatting kind of stream, but you also get to enjoy seeing the scenic views of Denmark. Image. Okay, what would happen if on hero? No humor there either. Yeah, every time we try to tell a joke, it comes up with one of two jokes. This is not one of them. Why did the chicken go to the dance? To get to the other side of the dance floor. Bleh. It was the clam. The 8-hour stream content in 30 days is what's killing that dream. Yeah, I thought so. Like, it's easy for me because, I mean, I just streamed my work at the time, but for someone like you who is busy with work during the day and then trying to find a good time to stream, like, I mean, I'm busy with work during the day. It's just my schedule allows me to move things around, especially since I start so early in the morning. I get to take quite a few breaks throughout the day that make it a lot easier to digest the day. Although when I get into the actual coding, I'm definitely focused on the coding. And then I often lose track of time, and then I start the stream late, and good times all around. Grid row 1. I'm going to put both of these in grid row 1, and I'm going to give the title a z-index of 2 to put it on top of the image. Right. And it's going to have to be position. Well, let's make the image position absolute instead. Position absolute with your container as position relative. Okay. And then we could do a I was going to say a fade, oh man. Yeah, I don't like that. I just don't like it. Especially since depending on the content size itself, it's going to move either one around. So the image is the thing that's typically going to be the bigger of the two, but if I am making the screen too small, or I localize this in another language where it's more verbose or has more characters per word, then we're going to lose a lot of the content. Ugh. What to do. So the design says, keep it the way that I had it before. You can do it. It says, I've got 2 kids. Oh yeah, and also 2 kids. So that limits the time a bit. And also the weather hasn't been that good for drones under 250 grams. Yeah. Wind gust has to be less than 10 meters per second. That is something along the lines of 34 feet per second. I guess we're looking at miles per hour. 10 meters per second to mph. Let's do that. 22 miles per hour. The answer is you don't calculate it into US units. Okay, what to do, what to do. No gap. Interesting, I took away the gap and it made the distance between them larger. That was very weird. Why would you do that? Huh? Oh, right. It's probably because I don't know why. I don't know why it's giving me three rows, to be honest. And why I didn't take my updated styles. Oh my goodness, just refresh. Recuperate. Install. Grid. Did I spell something wrong? Is it really number of things to repeat and then the unit? Yeah. Whoops. Hello, C Films. How am I doing? I'm doing fantastic. I'm a little bit scattered. I don't know why. There isn't really all that much going on that's different than usual. I guess it's because I didn't notice that my alarm was going off to get me to remind me to start the stream until 2 minutes before the stream was supposed to start. And so I'm still kind of feeling like I'm catching up to that, but I'm not. We've been going pretty strongly, and we did get a raid from Big Gamey, which was so very nice of him. But yeah. So welcome in, C Films, if you don't know who I am. I mean, wait, you do know who I am. I've seen you before. One day, I will remember every single one of you. You've been here for 1,000,000 billion years. I met you back in November of 2021. See, I did that math in my head. Or I have it written down on a notepad. Something. What a weird guy. Anyway, I don't know why I always turn and walk away. Grid gap. We have a column gap of 32 pixels, but why? Because gap is defined above, and this is my breakpoint, and so that gap is going to continue taking effect. So I need to change that gap to 0. So this gap here is not actually a row, it is just a gap. Okay, ops. Please excuse my brains. Okay, turn grid off. So the thing that I'm trying to figure out why it wasn't working is my styling on the sections. Aha, it's because there's a max width that needs to be unset. There we go. So that's one of them. And then the other one is that I would like this to take effect. So my every other row to have a background color of something that is not nothing. So we can see that the padding is taking effect for section content. Oh. Specificity. That didn't affect a thing. Padding mobile, which is this rule. So this rule is taking effect, but why isn't my nth of type? Yeah, it's got to be this even. I'm probably using even wrong. What am I working on? I am working on applying a new design for the application that we've been working on for the stream. And we finished putting all of the elements on the page, or applying our basic structure, our basic UI layout, using this as our starting point. And now we have gone down to mobile view, and we are applying the styles to match the design here. And the thing that I'm specifically trying to do is get the background for this section, for every other section, to be dark. And I don't care if it matches or not yet. The thing that I care about is that it changes the background color. Oh, and what I was going to look up is CSS nth of type even. And it's going to have to be odd now that I'm seeing this, because it skips the first one. And of course, I'm thinking the first one is 0, which is not really even, but it is often treated as even. But the first one is 1 and not 0. So you're going to need to be odd to begin with. You do mostly front end. It's changed for me recently. My initial focus when I was doing software dev work back in 2014 and 15, well, not even then, in 2009, I was primarily focused on doing functionality programming, not functional, but functionality programming. I did the stuff that made the application do whatever really cool magic tricks it does. At least that's the way that I like to describe it. Then I shifted into a position where I was doing the full stack. I still don't feel very confident in my front end abilities, but I have improved a lot since then. And in my previous position, the one that I got before I moved to working for myself, I was doing front end UI development, where someone gave me a UI design, I implemented that design, I added stuff to the front end, to the UI, that was still pretty functionality driven, but it was focused on user interaction and not really the core logic of the application to make it do the things that it's supposed to do, like run tests and stuff. Full stack, you say? Why are you using Imgur? Give me the link. Yeah, I don't like Imgur. Give me the link. Oh my gosh. Pasta? Cut. Discord. But that's fine. I got it. Open image. Okay. And it still took me to Imgur. So the thing is that Imgur likes to put interesting things for the adverts and the pictures over here, and I don't like putting that on stream. And I thought that I grabbed the image URL directly, but it took me back here. But anyway, I take it this is, oh my gosh, the quality of these pictures. I take it this is a drone shot. Holy cow, it's so super duper high res. Oh my goodness. Is this our chocolate factory? What I meant was that this is your own picture and not just a picture of some random factory that has a large stack. Isn't it crazy though? It's a garbage burner thing. Even better. Oh, I like these pools of murky water at the entrance. Blech. I see it. Electric cars. Anyway, isn't it crazy to think of this construction? How this place is just put together with all of these pipes leading in and out of places, and it's like you only see this in games, but no, there's real buildings that have this going all over the place. That's insane. Pew! I missed the shot. I didn't get to see it. Were you close? Did you win? I was trying a different area. Sadly, the snow was, let's just say, not great. So the first number is the angle, and the second number is the amplitude. Yeah. Aw. Close, but no cigarette. But yeah, I mean, just look at the quality of this. I'm zoomed in, and it's still not pixelated. I don't know if you're still here. Person from before that was asking about making web games for web, but I referred that person to you, NanoDev and BitGamey and 8bits and all of you game devs out there. Someone was asking about how to target web essentially for your game development, or for their game development specifically. And I recommended Unity's targeting WebGL. TBD recommended some Godot stuff, and I was like, I'm an app dev, so I don't know these things, but yeah, you may see them show up on your stream. Please treat them with love. Godot works fine. Flutter, Flame. Oh yeah, and then they also asked about Phaser. Phaser? I was like, sure, Phaser's a thing. I've heard of it. Where's the app? Go over here, app. I have way too many tabs open now. What still needs to be open? Breakpoint thing. We were learning about CSS containers. A code pen. Semantic kernel? No. What was that? Semantic HTML. More container stuff. You guys are going to go to a new group. Add to no group for CSS responsive. Stay there. JSON Grid, one of my favoriteest tools. Thanks to Nerd Herder for showing it to me. If you guys don't know, JSON Grid, I highly recommend it. It's a way for you to parse your JSON so you can see if it's valid format or not, as well as to see it as a table. It's really nice. I work with all the things. Oh, did I finish answering your question? The answer is on full stack. Nice shot. That was almost straight in the middle. I do full stack. So my actual day job that I work on when I'm not streaming is maintaining 10 million web applications, and I do the entire maintenance from updating the web application itself. So they were originally Java applications that I converted to .NET Framework MVC applications, from .NET Framework to .NET Core, and then from MVC to Blazor. And there were 3 desktop applications that were VB6 that I turned to VB.NET, and I turned 2 of those into Blazor applications as well. One of them is DDMS. So this used to be a desktop application, and then Water Management, which also used to be a desktop application. Water Management, I've already updated to .NET 8, and I have RMA Water turned to .NET 8, but I haven't deployed it yet because there are still some quirks, I think, that I would want to test before deploying it. And then the app that I'm actively working on right now, which I would have loved to stream this now that I can get back to streaming my work product, but I am turning this application from .NET 5 to .NET 8, and then adding in the last desktop application's functionality into this application, since it made sense to put it with this. It's the same team and the same workflow. So those are 4 of the applications that I'm currently maintaining. And then the other side of it is I manage the servers that they're hosted on. So the AWS cloud, everything that we use for it, the certificates, the databases, all of it. I maintain it all. So you like making new extreme technology? It's all old, antiquated technology. I mean, look at this thing. Other than the login page being the, this is one that's still MVC. The login page being the typical ASP.NET login. This is what the app looked like when it was running on as a JSP application. I haven't done very much to this application at all. I almost always gave it to my junior developers. And when I was converting everything to Blazor, I gave it to one junior developer. That junior developer quit. And then another junior developer came on board, and I was asking them to do it, and they went away. And then the third junior developer, they were working on a different application completely. And I'm like, there's just something about this app that makes people not want to do anything. But yeah. You said you do .NET. That is true. Yes, absolutely. Hello, Clayman. Another fantastic man. All the amazing, wonderful, fantastic developers. I should have recommended you, Clayman. I am doing fantastic. I am a pretty happy person when I use PHP. You're gonna trigger Dukasoft. Don't do that. Dukasoft, cover your ears. Cover your ears. I'm doing fantastic. I am Bartek. Awesome. But yeah, we're really close. I need this. Odd. Didn't hear anything good. I need this every other content. You have a background color. Oh, you know what? I probably don't have a variable named light gray. what are the chances? Thank you, Copilot, for confusing me. Do I have a custom CSS property for alternate background? I don't, but thankfully our designer does. Yep. Section colors, section background. Interesting. So section background is whatever this color is, 0E00F, and 0E0E0F is section colors, named colors, neutral, some dark color. Oh man. Oh, I love it. All right. Where's my colors? Wait, why is some dark color F3, F3, F3 when it should be 000F? I hope that doesn't break stuff. Okay, nothing looks destroyed, so we're good. So we're going to use some dark color as our section background color in root. I don't know where to put it. How about here? Section background color. But yes, what have you been up to, Lane? Man, I'm almost always in your streams. I love that you stream so early my time. I don't get to join your stream the instant that you start, but I get to see you because you're already streaming when I am getting to my computer in the morning, and so I have you on and am listening and hanging out on your streams. So definitely check out Clayman's streams. He's working on a game called Epic Hero Game, and it's Dragon Ball inspired. It's got a whole bunch of, oops, I did that wrong, a whole bunch of really, really interesting animation styles, but it's very, very impressive the way that he does the terrain deformation and inverse. Is it IK, or are you using regular kinematics? Anyway, he just does a lot of really, really insane stuff that breaks my brain stuff that is worth checking out. All kinds of kinematics. Forward, backwards, inverse, upside down. Don't worry, it breaks my brain too. Like when I was at university, I learned a little bit about it. And it was all in, like, the first thing that I learned game dev wise, and it's kind of the reason that I didn't go into game dev, was OpenGL, which I couldn't do it. And then the second thing that I learned was Maya for doing modeling, and that was definitely too much for me. So I went the route of application development, database design, all of that fun stuff. Yep, exactly. And so most game engines kind of obfuscate everything for you. You drag an object on there, you set some properties using a side panel that makes more sense than trying to say go from this point to this point to this point, or draw a whole bunch of triangle strips and But I found out a couple things recently. I love working in Blender, using the modeling and sculpting tools in Blender. I absolutely love that. I'm not good at it, but I love it. And 2, Unity made doing game dev really, really easy if I pick it back up and start learning it again. I just need time to do it. I'm looking to transitioning into application dev. I think game dev is a little bit too much, if I'm being honest. Aren't you already an app dev, though? Or haven't you been doing it for a while before? As a full-time job. I was doing it as a full-time job, and then I was doing it as a full-time and then some job, where I was working a full-time job, and then in the evenings I was doing contract work part-time. And then now I'm back to doing just contract work, self-employed contract work, thankfully. And then in December, I'm either going to be changed to a different type of contract with them, or I will be a full-time employee with the people that I'm doing the contract work for. So lots and lots of fun stuff. Why didn't that apply? Did I not save root? Give us a background. Okay, so we got a background color now. We can see the difference between the hero section and the first section and the second section and the footer. Okay, we did what we came for. I don't want to be self-employed anymore. Way too stressful. I like it. There is very little, like, the thing about my self-employment is that I bill monthly. So I send them my bill every month, and then they send a check to me. And then I pay a bunch of taxes on it myself. That's the only stressful part, but the hours, the actual work itself, I get to direct how the work goes and work whatever hours I want, is because if I don't work, I don't bill, and they're okay with that. Like, we still want this type of work done, but if you don't actually do the bill, then that's fine with us. I wish there was a model that supported solo game devs. I think there could be so many cool games. Well, it sounds like, and I don't know this for sure, but it sounds like that's what getting a publisher is all about. They kind of put you on some kind of payroll with you promising to deliver a game that they will publish for you. But yeah, I think that'd be cool. I used to be in a really good position as well, but then my old client basically scammed me. No, so I left them and haven't found a proper replacement since. That sounds terrible. I don't think that I am running the risk of that at all. The client that I currently have is the prime contractor at the place that I used to work before my previous job. They love the work that I did, and they're like, we really want you back. So can you please come back and help support the apps? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So anyway, speaking of that though, I do need to get back to work. We did we did get this slightly styled. We took another step forward where we put the picture on top and the hero text on bottom. I am really interested to know how this actually will translate. The header looks massive comparatively. So if we look, I can't change the scale. If we look at it like it's a regular phone size, the header still seems a little bit big. The image looks not good. We need an actual image to put here. And then the hero information is too far down probably. And then the first section looks fine. We'll style that in responsive mode shortly. The images here are doing weird stuff because they're based off of the width and they shouldn't be. We're gonna figure it out though. But I do need to get back to being able to bill so that I can get so that I can end my workday at a decent time. But we will try to find someone. Oh man, all the people that I was lurking on have ended their streams, but I see 2 people that I normally lurk on that I'm going to join. Woodstev must have just finished his stream. I don't think I've ever lurked on Pollardin's stream before. And Red Squirg. Let me get loaded into these streams, and then I will pick one, and we will go. Okay, so all of the people in my list that are live are game dev streamers, which I don't mind at all. I love watching game dev. It's one of my favorite things to watch. It looks like Omni's playing Abzu or something that looks like Abzu. I really don't know what game he's playing. But he's playing a game, so we're not going there. And yeah, so we're gonna... Oh, Tomat is streaming? Am I not following Tomat? I'm not following Tomat. I will follow him as soon as we raid over to him. What? Sorry, Omni, I don't like watching games being played during my workday, at least. But yes, we're gonna head over to Tomat Salat. Oh, and there's also Nan Codes. Nan Codes? Let me lurk on their stream. You're late playing TCAP. What technologies is Nan Codes?
I got a bad feeling about this.
Oh, I love that she's talking about application structure. Oh, 50 viewers. I'm afraid of big streams. I don't like raiding into big streams, but I'm definitely giving her a follow because app dev is definitely my thing. The only one that I'm comfortable raiding into that's a big stream is Irish John Games, or even Science, I guess. But that's because I've been there for a really long time and they make you feel like family. But just randomly going to a new person that has a relatively large stream compared to the numbers that I usually have, it's kind of scary for me. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we're gonna raid Sedalix, or not Sedalix. Sorry, Tomat Salat. Provided I can spell his name. But I really appreciate you guys being here. I will be back again on Friday for Community Day. So Community Day on this channel is where I invite people into Discord to talk on the stream using your voice to discuss whatever kind of... Hi, cat. Bye, cat. But yeah, so... yeah, so you can come in, talk about stuff relevant to this stream, and we'll have conversations. If you don't feel like doing it using your voice, you can always join via chat. Bail. Oh, bye. That's what it says. What else? What else is there? I do post all of my VODs to YouTube at some point in the future after my stream. Like today's was as I was starting my stream this morning, I was posting Monday's stream. So if you're ever interested in seeing any of the previous streams, you're welcome to. There's a lot of me just talking and less coding. I'd love to do. Anyway, I just love hanging out with you guys. Is that it? Is that all the things? Oh, if you do feel like joining our Discord, you're welcome to. If you're already a part of way too many Discords, don't worry about it. But it is there. We have a lot of really cool people. Okay, ciao.